League looking to bounce back from a conference opening loss. Belmont unbeaten in 9. The Missouri Valley Conference notorious for its parity after match week 1. For this Bowling Green team, it's that time of year when every kick matters. Mistakes are notorious for its parity after match week 1. Every team has at least a point except for this Bowling Green team. It's that time of year when every kick matters. Mistakes are magnified. Which of these teams will claw their way up the table tonight? Bowling Green, its trademark orange, coming down from the northwest corner of Ohio, just about 25 or 30 miles south of Toledo, which lies on the Michigan border. This Bowling Green team coached by Eric Nichols in his 17th season going against Belmont, and David Costa, who has 50 wins now as Belmont's coach. And if I'm being selfish, it would have been great to be able to be on the mic for that milestone moment, which happened against Lipscomb in a 2-0 win just a couple of weeks ago. Belmont coming off a 1-1 draw against Western Michigan last weekend. And this will be an interesting battle of styles here today. And we've said it before on the broadcast this year, but styles make fights is a saying I like a lot. The breakdown of a game is not always about the players, it's about the tactics too. These are two very unique teams. Bowling Green very direct in its approach. They want to go over the top as it's Belmont seeking to do that here. And they want to find the only two players on their roster who have scored this season or who have needed to score this season. Bennett Painter, 4 goals, 2 assists this year. The junior from Cincinnati is up top alongside Trace Terry, a senior from Bellbrook, Ohio, with 6 goals this year. And those two players combined for 25 a year ago. Belmont's opponents know who's going to be marauding in on goal. Or rather, Bowling Green's opponents do, but it's one thing to know it. It's another thing to stop it. It is Belmont now looking to set up its attack for a sustained spell of possession here, almost 2 minutes in. West Bowling with you on a 77-degree night at ES Rose Park. Warm day, cooling off now into the evening hours. Bowling Green, a direct in attack, which sometimes can expose them in defense as Trace Terry goes over the top of his defender there. That was Riley Clothier.
A lot of traveling from your three.
They live out that paradigm that every manager and every player has to find tactically in soccer. The more aggressively you approach your attack, the more vulnerable you can be in defense. And like I said, no keeper has more saves in all of D1 college soccer than Enzo Heel, but he's on the bench tonight for the second straight game in favor of Jason Ball, the sophomore from Miamisburg, Ohio. As once again you see that Route 1 approach from this Bowling Green team. This one out for a Bruin goal kick.
Benny Trace, off.
The goal kick's going to come from the foot of Grant Calvert. Calvert, the SKC Academy product, looking to tie last year's shutout mark already. 4 clean sheets this year. The best goals against average in the Valley. 5 wins, 0 losses, 4 draws. Let's take a look at tonight's keys to the game. First chance perhaps for Belmont. Into the box now come the Bruins. 1 man to beat, and it's the keeper who comes out, stops it just long enough to stall for everyone else to converge. But a tremendous early chance there for Paul Nielsen, and the Belmont Bruins goes awry. Now, perhaps Belmont will allow us to take a look at the keys to the game as they settle into their back line here. For Belmont, it is to contain that 2-headed attack of Bennett Painter and Trace Terry. Again, they've combined for all 10 goals Bowling Green have scored this year. And to finish the job if they go ahead, as they got up on Western Michigan via a penalty kick, but allowed an equalizer, something they've done a couple times here at ES Rose Park. Chance for the Bruins here, and it sails just high. It would have been the first goal of the season for Jimmy Mark. They found him back post unmarked, but it was always going to be really tricky to volley that one out of the sky. And Mark's effort goes just off to the right of the goal. Boy, what an opportunity that was for the Bruins here in the early going. They scored within the first 5 minutes against Western Michigan and nearly had a 4th-minute go-ahead goal here. Mark at a tough angle to turn that around, and it hits off the top of his laces and goes over the crossbar. For Bowling Green, then, the keys to the game tonight. It's really hard to penetrate this Belmont defense, and if they can diversify their attacking approach, regardless of who is scoring the goals, it can be Painter and Terry. They're prolific, but Bowling Green's going to have to work really hard to solve the patient defense of Belmont, which has not allowed multiple goals in a game all year, and that means controlled aggression from Bowling Green. Yes, play numbers forward, but be ready to quickly settle back against a Belmont team that wants to push its own line pretty high and counterattack when it has the opportunity. 5th minute, no score between the Bruins and Bowling Green Falcons. The early chance coming from Jimmy Mark, the second shot of this early game for Belmont, who's been on the front foot here in the early going. Talked with Belmont coach David Costa leading up to this contest, and he feels like this team is really kind of coming together after a couple of early injuries to players. Now those players are back and available to him. He has some newcomers who have been good all year, but maybe really rounding into form now. Paul Nielsen comes to mind in central attacking midfield. Belmont under pressure here, Bigger escapes, and Nielsen's emergence in that attacking midfield role allows Bigger to move backward into more of a number 8 role in the midfield, with his number 6 next to him being another player who's really emerged this year and in recent games. Ethan Schlegel went from being kind of a go-to reserve who's played in every match to a 90-minute player in that draw with Western Michigan. Now you see a look at Bowling Green's dangerous attack. We want to play centrally and get quick takeaways like this. Perhaps a counterattacking opportunity now for Bowling Green. Let's play it out to that near side, but Riley Clothier saw that all the way. Chops it over the top now. Looking for Kuiper chests it to himself. Square ball there, trickles back to the far side of the box, and nobody was there. He was trying to combine in the middle with Nielsen. Pass skipped past him. Terry goes down, and the referee, Wes Cowett, says get up. And an incredulous Bowling Green bench doesn't like the call there. To me, it looked like what he was looking at was shoulder-to-shoulder contact, as Terry did go down. But, boy, if you make that call, you've got to put yourself in position to think, is that denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity? That's red card territory. And that was going to be a really ambitious call for the referee to muster here in the early going. And Wes Cowett believed, and I tend to agree, that was more of a shoulder-to-shoulder incidental contact situation. Let's look at it again. The delivery, really good ball, and Terry in good position, and yeah, that's shoulder to shoulder. If anything, there might even be more contact delivered from Terry there. You hear the dialogue between Wes Cowett and Bowling Green coach Eric Nichols, who wants an explanation. Have your guys initiating the contact, and as a result, they both fall down. Okay? And he gives the yellow card, and you heard Cowett calmly say, I have to give the yellow card because you keep yelling, trying to get an early lid on the game. And what he's saying there is, and what, again, I agree with, is that Terry initiates the contact, and then it is mutual contact. The two do come together, but you can't just call a foul there. In that situation, you're in a territory where you're giving at least a yellow card, if not a red, for denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity, if you rule that no other Belmont player had a good chance of catching up to the ball. We'll look at it one more time and take a look from a different angle. Our great crew, led by Connor Cleary and Christian Sadler. And from this side, you can kind of see the contact a little more clearly. Yeah, there's nothing in that. I will always credit a coach with defending their players and advocating on their behalf, but there's just not enough there to merit the consequential call that might have been. And so 8 minutes in here at ES Rose Park, it is a scoreless contest, and Bowling Green still looking for its first effort toward goal. Falcons 4-4-2 this year. Lost their opener to Evansville in league play 3-0, and well, it's really a nod to the parity of this league. I don't think many people would believe that anybody in this league is 3 goals better than really anybody else right now. That was the only match that somebody won among match week 1 in this league. Everybody else drew, including Belmont's draw at Western Michigan. Here's Andrew Schaefer driving at goal now, trying to take on Clothier, and he's won the first corner kick of the night for either team. That's what Schaefer does. Really good on his left foot, but wants to connect with his right on the inside as well. That time it's the left-footed square cross that's deflected away by Clothier, who did the only thing he could do there. And Bowling Green has an early set piece here from the near flag. 6 bodies inside the box, and there was a push away from the ball. You saw it right there, right in front of the sunset, as Jimmy Mark takes his shove. And Wes Cowett will make sure that to the best of his ability, that's not going to happen again. We'll see. More conversation now inside the box. This is a Bowling Green team that plays really hard and also does play physically. Among the most fouls committed in this league. They also have 3 red cards this year, most in the league. This one knotted away near post by Kuiper, and then again by Jimmy Mark. Race to the ball, and it is given to Belmont. Great hustle there. As Parker Forbes on the far side of the pitch. The Louisville transfer, the ACC veteran. Couple of assists in the NCAA tourney in his career, comes to Belmont. 1 goal, 1 assist this year. Great industrious work on that left defensive flank as well. And in a game where you have wingbacks that, like Bowling Green does, who are going to want to get high up the pitch, and Andrew Schaefer on the left, Anthony Hernandez on the right, really the tenor of the match is decided by whose wingbacks are able to get higher up the field consistently and apply that pressure. So the work really cut out for Parker Forbes. For Belmont, Riley Clothier, a little more of a stay-at-home right back on this side of the pitch. Here comes Brad Dildy charging down the field now on that far channel to Nielsen. Nielsen uncorks a long shot. Oh, he just misses. It's a save, and what a save from Jason Ball. No Division I soccer team has been forced to make more saves than Bowling Green. They're well practiced, and practice made perfect on that stop. Look at the curling effort there from Nielsen and the diving lunge from the sophomore Jason Ball. 5 saves Tuesday against Northern Kentucky in the clean sheet win, and a big one early there, but it is Belmont knocking on the door, and now they have their first corner kick of the night. Back post, headed back the direction of goal, and deflected in! A volley opener from Zuri Bigger, his first collegiate goal. That was big from Bigger. He opens the scoring, and he opens his collegiate account. Belmont 1, Bowling Green 0. A pinpoint corner kick delivered back post put the keeper in jeopardy when the ball was headed back the direction in which it came, and that left a massive opportunity for Bigger. The freshman from Spartanburg, South Carolina, has the Bruins on the board. Another early goal in conference play for this Belmont team. Watch it again. What a header on the back post, and then all the side-footed volley by Bigger. Technical skill, precision, and poise. Far beyond his years as a freshman, but now a card coming out on the other side of the pitch, and it is Jimmy Mark with a high boot there. Dangerous play, and that'll be sanctioned just about every time. Mark, of course, just going for the ball. There's no malintent there. But when you play with the boot up high like that and you draw contact with your opponent, usually going to go into the book for that. And so, just like that, we have a coach in the book for Bowling Green and now a player, Jimmy Mark, for the Bruins.
All right, let's go, Balls. Let's go.
Belmont is accustomed to going ahead here at ES Rose Park. Their last 2 games, they've done the same. Curling ball, back post, bouncing around perilously. Forbes clears it with a swing of his foot all the way almost to midfield. Whistle here in midfield going against the Bruins, and Bowling Green will have a free kick from just outside the edge of that orange third. Physical start to this contest. Nielsen whistled here. Let's watch it again. Belmont in transition here. Wasn't Nielsen, it was the man behind him in the break. And I don't love that call, and I'm not going to sit here and be a referee analyst today, but it's Brad Dildy who's trying to make a play forward to Nielsen, and the Bowling Green player kind of jumps in front of him, tries to dispossess him, and for my money there, I think he trips, but nonetheless, chance here for Bowling Green, and they have a cavalry of players standing over it here, straight off the training ground. Now it's chipped, middle of the box, flicked here to the near side. And Bowling Green wins the throw. A nice shielding effort there, tiptoeing that near touch line. And as we see everywhere really in soccer, the long throw is in vogue. Been doing it here at Rose Park for a long time, but it's becoming even more in style. And Bowling Green going to heave one in here. Edge of the 6, cue to the back post. And a swinging effort by Hernandez is deflected and ultimately cleared by Belmont. But this is better from Bowling Green, who love to apply that attacking pressure in a very direct fashion, find their big bodies in the box. The two players who have scored every goal for them this season. Trace Terry has 6 of them, including 4 in his last 6 games. And Junior Bennett Painter, both of them preseason All-Missouri Valley Conference players. Painter with 20 goals in his career, Terry 24. There is no question who the Falcons will ask to score the goals. Question is, can Belmont impact the point of delivery and put the Falcon wingbacks in wide and uncomfortable positions? Belmont wants to widen this contest. Bowling Green wants to shorten it, make it a compact, physical duel. West Bowling with you as the night cools around us here just southwest of downtown Nashville. Beautiful view of the skyline behind us, as you can see from the other fields here on campus as Belmont player is hobbled. It's the goal scorer for Belmont, Zuri Bigger.
I need another pair of eyes on me.
Bigger back up.
I will. I think he's thrown himself into everyone's football, but I've got him. That's what this says. If they hold him or pull him, keep pushing. It's foul.
I know.
Anyone here?
I want a pair, too.
Anyone here? Legs right. Right
I want
leg.
a pair.
Left leg. Left. Left.
Hey, he's got us.
Left ball. Left ball.
Good.
Rusty. Going over. Beware.
Update for you, I didn't have the pair of eyes to diagnose it, but it was Dylan Steely who was the one who delivered the header back into the heart of the box that led to Belmont's goal from Zuri Bigger. So I want to give Steely credit. And you know, you don't get credit in that situation for an assist to my knowledge, but he does set up the situation with the forced save from the keeper. And then the rebound falls to Bigger, but he still had work to do. A side-footed half volley into the top of the net, just about a foot maybe inside the goal line. Big moment for Bigger. Again, his first collegiate goal. The seasoned freshman who stepped back into a defensive midfield role today, as you see Riley Clothier getting ready for his rendition of the long throw here from the near side. Clothier hurls it in. Bouncing around. Opportunity here for the Bruins to make it 2, and how did they not? A massive missed chance for an insurance goal here in early action. It was Nielsen in prime position there as the ball bounced to him. It was waist high, and Nielsen's going to want that one back. It bounces to him. He chests it to himself. He just has to come around a little bit more on that. And if I'm diagnosing it, perhaps he just rushed the play just a little bit. Might have had a little bit more time to swing the leg around, but when you feel rushed in that moment, it's hard to slow your body down, and he couldn't helicopter his way around that into the net. Belmont hoping to put itself in a position where it will not rue that missed opportunity, but they have had already today 6 shots to 2 from Bowling Green. A pair of Bruins collide with each other there. That's Mark and Bigger both back up now as Bowling Green switches field to that far flank. And what the cat and mouse game looks like again here is Bowling Green's wingbacks wanting to connect centrally with their teammates, and Belmont saying, you're welcome to have the ball. Andrew Schaefer, Anthony Hernandez, you're going to have it on our terms right along the touchline. Go say hi to our coach for us. And that's what Bowling wants to do right here, is those combinations into the heart of the field. Aiden Patasik all the way back into central defense, and now back ahead again down that left flank. Andrew Schaefer, so dangerous. 2 assists so far this year, 4 in his career for a player who has World Cup qualifying experience with the U.S. Virgin Islands national team. Schaefer rounding the corner now. Great service, better clearance. Riley Clothier. Let's get you Belmont's full shape. Grant Calvert in goal. Dylan Steely, Griffin Moore in front of him at the center back spot. Riley Clothier is the left back. Parker Forbes on the right side. It's Ethan Schlegel with his 2nd straight start in central defensive midfield alongside the goal scorer in the 11th minute, Zuri Bigger. Brad Dildy, the left wing tonight. Jimmy Mark, the right wing, as this ball is about 8 yards deep now. Bowling Green trying to uncork an opportunity, and it's just high. That was from the boot of Anthony Hernandez, who was looking for his first goal of the season.
Hey, Gio, that's a great drive, man. That's a great drive.
So again, the men up top for Belmont. Dildy on the left. Nielsen, the central attacking mid, the number 10 tonight. Right wing is Jimmy Mark, and the striker Brock Kuiper, who leads this team with 4 goals. Bowling Green coming out at a 3-4-3, or you can call it a 3-5-2, depending on how you classify the string puller right beneath those 2 forwards. There is no question, though. There are 3 in the back, and there are 2 up top. The 3 in the back, Rios, Peacock, and Suarez, have their work cut out for them, as there's a hard foul here on a 50-50 ball, and the referee just making sure there's not a head injury here. Nope, just a bump. Bowling Green shifting its personnel within that traditional 3-4-3 or 3-5-2 shape. On the left side of defense today is the Brazilian Giovanni Suarez. In the middle, for now, is Saul Rios. Usually he plays on the left side. On the far right, Gus Peacock, making his 5th start of the season. He's from Wyoming, Ohio, that is. You get a look at Schaefer, one of the stars of this team. Even if he doesn't have a goal this year, he's the primary chance creator behind those 2. And as a left wing back, the challenge is, again, for him to be able to have that flexibility to do that right there, play his way back further into the attack and into the defense when he needs to. One thing you're seeing when Bowling Green has possession is they're also getting their center backs really wide. Giovanni Sori's looking more like a wing back there, hugging the touchline right in front of his coach, Eric Nichols. Slick movement there by Ethan Schlegel. Chips it over the top for Jimmy Mark. Too much pace on that ball for the speedy Mark, but you see the contribution that Schlegel makes there and has made here in recent action. Belmont trying some different people in central midfield, shifting that around a little bit. And Costa really complimentary of Schlegel as one of those guys who's really kind of unlucky to not have started more than twice this year. And Costa makes it clear, and I think every coach would agree, to win in this league and in this Division I competition, you need more than 11 starting caliber players, and Belmont really feels it has that. Example of that happens to be Jackson Stokes, a reserve with 3 goals this year, 2nd on the team in just over 150 minutes. Belmont marauding its way now into the box. Left-footed shot, and it finds the corner. Brad Dildy makes it 2.
That's a Belmont goal.
The senior from San Antonio doubles Belmont's lead with a laser off his left foot. Brad Dildy's 2nd of the campaign Belmont's second of the night. The Bruins all over the Falcons in the early going. Great movement and a switch of the field for the Bruins at the elbow of the box. Ball chipped up top there, and Dildy ready to win that second ball. Knees it down to himself. One touch and a delicate spinner. That one had eyeballs. Belmont has insurance.
Belmont goal scored by number 7.
The second of the year for Dildy to go with his 2 assists.
Assisted by number 19, Brock Piper.
Dildy scored at Lipscomb in Belmont's last game in Music City. He scores against Bowling Green, following up Zuri Bigger's first of the season. And Belmont is running rampant in the early proceedings tonight in Nashville. Long, risky pass there. Nielsen almost had something to say about that. All the way back to keeper Jason Ball, who earned a clean sheet in his first collegiate appearance on Tuesday up in Bowling Green. And, well, it won't be a clean sheet tonight.
He didn't just land on his foot. He kicked him.
Hey, Zuri, you step up one. Wait. Yeah, but I need a guy to step on the thing. Come on.
It's delayed moment here. It's like an equipment malfunction here. Tying of the shoe. That's a fancy way to say equipment malfunction, right?
Hey, when you guys
Back up!
one of you guys say.
Belmont up 2-0, and you know one thing about David Costa and his team's approach. They are not going to be content with that lead. They're happy with it right now. But against such a dangerous duo up top like Bowling Green has in Trace Terry and Bennett Painter, you cannot settle for 2 early goals. They're going to try to push for as many more as they can. It is a Bowling Green team that hasn't really found its stride outside those 2 players, and that'd be okay, except that they have only scored 10 goals this season. And that's the fewest in the Missouri Valley Conference, combined with having to make the most saves. Part of that is the competition, though. They've played Kentucky, they've played Michigan State, a good Bellarmine team that Belmont played to a draw here in Nashville that's very aggressive and direct. Riley Clothier angles a pass forward for Jimmy Mark. Clothier looks ahead for Schlegel, who's denied passage. Bowling Green playing it out of a phone booth here with Belmont starting to pressure. Schaefer trying to sprint past Jimmy Mark, who makes a tough defensive play. Caroms that ball across the touchline. And Bowling Green is going to make a substitution. Coming in is Kawe Ramos, who started 6 games this year in right midfield. Ramos, the freshman from Olinda, Brazil, one of 4 Brazilians on this team. Has 1 assist to his name this year. It came against the Kentucky Wildcats. Ramos slips in a left midfield role right now as Belmont looking to penetrate that 18-yard box again. Dildy, a low rope of a shot, and he drags it just wide. Well, Dildy almost had a brace. Once again, he's not closed out by the Bowling Green defense there on the far side of the pitch. And he tries to clip one across the face of goal and catch that front edge of the net. Watch it again here, the nutmeg. And he just drags it about 5 feet wide. You love the idea and the execution, just couldn't quite find the target. Belmont continuing to apply heat, though, to this Bowling Green team. That's 7 shots now, 4 of them on target. Bowling Green just 2 efforts, neither of which were on frame. Here's Brock Kuiper, the striker, playing far out here along the touchline.
Well done, Brock.
Wins the throw. Bowling Green looking to put it all together this year. Again, they've played such good competition. And they have such good talent on the team. The 2024 Valley Tournament runner-up. In overtime, they lost to Evansville in that championship match. Picked to finish second in the league this year. But if anybody tells you they know exactly how the Valley's going to finish before the season starts, well, they're lying to you. Or they've got a crystal ball. Lots of parity in this league. The departure of stalwart Missouri State really opening up the lid on the top of this league that Missouri State kind of placed on it for so long. Evansville won the league tournament last year and is on top because of that win over Bowling Green in match week 1. Belmont, though, not playing like a team that was picked to finish 6th, that's for sure. Clothier, awkward clearance there. Terry wins the 50-50 on Mark. Schlegel, though, chops it forward now, and Belmont has room to run. 3-on-4 the other way. Nielsen attempts the early pass, goes right back to him. Still with it, trying to play it across the face of the box, looking for Kuiper. It's disrupted, and Bigger trying to catch up now to Raiko Badurov, who has also entered this match. Badurov with an assist this year. 25 minutes into the half, and we are getting a call for a trainer to deal with an apparent injury to a center back there for Bowling Green. And as Gus Peacock climbs to his feet, Belmont ready some substitutes along the touchline. Nate Mefford is going to enter. Classically trained defender who now plays up higher in the formation. And Jackson Stokes, a revelation this year. A reserve in every match he's played, that's 8 of them, but 3 goals for him this year on 5 shots in just 187 minutes of action. Today's match is presented by Elite Sports Medicine and Orthopedics. Beautiful night in Nashville. The sun is down. Streets surely filling not far from us, Broadway and Demumbrian, but this is the place to be, overlooking it all. The skyline below, the sunset behind us now.
And number 12, Jackson Stokes.
Nate Mefford, the other player to come in. He's played in every match and plays about 38 minutes a game. So he's a very trusted man off the bench, sometimes the first off the bench. He comes in for Brock Kuiper, and it's Jimmy Mark coming out. He leaves the game in favor of Jackson Stokes, or you can switch those two if you wanted to. The point is 2 are in, 2 are out. Bowling Green putting Caio Tosquedo in place of Suarez, and then Aiden Messinger coming in the game as well, playing in his 4th game this season, the man from Ottawa, Ontario. If you're watching from Ottawa and you're members of Aiden's family, hope you got to skate the canal a little bit last winter, and hope you get to some this year. Big fan of that beautiful city, Canada's national capital. Calvert, last gasp clearance there, and all Jackson Stokes can do is watch that one sail into the Belmont bench. Good play, though, by Calvert, and I talked with David Costa quite a bit about Calvert's contributions this year. The best goals against average in the league, allowed just 5 goals all season so far, 4 clean sheets. And you made the point that, you know, Belmont's only surrendered 1 shot on target in each of its last 3 games. But some of that is credit to Calvert at positioning, knowing when to come off his line, knowing how to organize his defense, the savvy that the graduate student brings to the table. Ultimately, the only thing he's not going to be a leader in is number of saves, because opponents just aren't getting many chances. Foul on Bowling Green here. You can see the protest from Bennett Painter, who thought it was just shoulder-to-shoulder contact. Painter jockeying for the ball. Arms together, and yeah, they're both pushing each other, but it's Painter kind of with the bulk of that contact there. You can understand the foul. You can also understand the call, as he's trying to make space for himself and displace Ethan Schlegel. And now suddenly Belmont has possession on the edge of its attacking third. Just under 18 minutes left in this first half that they lead 2-0. They have stamped their authority on this contest so far. The Bruins, the 12th minute goal from Zuri Bigger, 21st minute from Brad Dildy. And they had another chance there for just a moment on the long throw from Riley Clothier, but it's not out of play. Goal kick for Bowling Green. Bigger's first of the year, first of his career. He's a freshman. And you saw him there nod the ball the direction of Bowling Green's defensive side. Bigger was 6'5", the tallest player on this Belmont team, along with Brock Kuiper. And you can see the seasoning that he brings to the table. And there's Dylan Steely, another one of those stalwarts for this team. A veteran that is leading guys like Bigger and teaching them the ropes of college soccer. Bowling Green has really been stifled in its attack. Belmont doing a good job of widening the wingbacks and isolating them. Here's Schaefer trying to at least win a corner kick. Won't even get that. Does go off of the boot of Jimmy Mark, and it's going to be probably a long throw, but at least a throw for Bowling Green. Beg your pardon, Jackson Stokes, not Jimmy Mark. Heave toward the near corner of the 6. Chance for Bowling Green here. Ball playing pinball. Bowling Green still with it, still alive, but too many white-clad kits in the way. Good defense, good denial, and a throw for the Bruins. Well, that's one that makes you nervous as a keeper because you really don't know what angle the ball's going to come in at you from. Contact in the box there as Mefford got tangled up with a Bowling Green attacker, and Bennett Painter just couldn't find the angle. Steely, Bigger with him the whole way, and then the clearance, an academic one from Griffin Moore. Schaefer. Dummy from Terry through. Bowling Green and on goal here, Painter. Onto his right foot, Painter. Tough angle, thanks to the Belmont defense, and the Bruins able to clear. Can they counter? They'll settle it down instead, and now Bigger switches field. Nielsen. Schlegel. Bigger. Mature play from Belmont to understand the point of the game and the lead they have, and still attack, but take their time doing so, and then they do go route one there in the end. And Clothier's cross just a little bit past the head of Nate Mefford. Good ball again from Clothier. Funny enough, Clothier has scored from the back post on a similar play. That was against Presbyterian in a 1-1 draw the last time we were here at Rose Park. Belmont unbeaten in 9 matches this year. 5 wins, no losses, 4 draws. That's the best stretch to start the season in school history. They're unbeaten in 11 total dating back to last year, the 3rd longest such streak in NCAA Division I men's college soccer. National champion Vermont, one of the only teams ahead of them in that metric, and, well, that's good company to be in. And Belmont has tested itself against really good competition. They win the throw here. They went to, let's look at the tackle again here. Yeah, beautiful there by Zuri Bigger, and then clips it right off the foot of his counterpart in orange. Belmont went to the southern part of the Hoosier State and beat Southern Indiana 3-0. and knocked off Lipscomb in the Battle of the Boulevard. Always an emotional contest. Lots of red and blue in the seats down there a couple miles south on the Boulevard. And it was a draw against Western Michigan, who opened conference play. And I think anybody who watched the game would say Belmont outclassed the Broncos and just couldn't quite find that winner in the waning moments. Some injuries, knocks during the game playing into that equation just a little bit too. And so as well as the Bruins play, they're also motivated to get the first 3 points here that they can in their first conference game. After this, they'll step outside of conference play. They'll take on national power Louisville up along the banks of the Ohio River, 2.5 hours north of us.
We'll get them on the next one. I thought they were waiting for the next one.
Stoppage and 2 substitutions readied now for the Bruins. Lucas Walters, the most used non-starter on this team, has a goal this year, scored that against Presbyterian. And Louis Pena enters as well. Pena with a goal and assist this year. Both of them came against Wright State in a 2-1 win that happened early this season here at ES Rose Park. Coming out, Bigger, the goal scorer, and Paul Nielsen, who has been all over the pitch tonight for the Bruins in that attacking midfield role. So Nielsen and Bigger come out. Pena, Walters enter. 11.5 minutes left in a first half that Belmont has controlled against a Falcons team that has not yet found its rhythm on its attacking side of the pitch. Been a little choppy, even though they've had a little more of the ball here in recent minutes. Have they found an opening here, though? Belmont racing back to regain its defensive shape, but it trickles over near side here to Schaefer. Schaefer crosses, not a lot of movement there, and Stokes is able to nod that ball down onto the turf. Messinger switches toward the top of the box, looking for Painter. It clicks back to Badurov. To Sketto. Far side now to the right wing back Hernandez. Bowling Green just doing anything they can to try to find openings in this Belmont defense. They want to play narrow if they can, but Belmont is so compact that whenever they do try to just stab it in there between the lines, the Bruins are ready with some pressure. Triangles of passing now for Bowling Green far side, trying to plow their way past this Steely Belmont defense. And I use that word as an adjective. I could also use it as a proper noun, the last name of Belmont's anchor defender, Dylan Steely. It's almost like he was born to play that position. Schaefer, diagonally ahead. That's Painter, playing a long way from goal. He'd much rather be there inside the 18. And that ball's cleared so hard it almost hit our press box. Somebody check the softball field for that one. You see Louis Pena into the match now. 8 starts for him this year. Working his way back. And should get a lot of minutes tonight. 46 minutes a game typically he plays, whether he's in that starting role or coming off the bench. Under 10 minutes left now in this first half. And you have to think Bowling Green needs to continue to keep connecting these passes and get a feel for what is the team picture, if you will, of the Belmont defensive structure. With the quality they have and the sudden scoring ability of especially a guy like Trace Terry, it only takes one glimmer of an opening, and you can expect to see a lot of Terry and Painter. They typically will go the full 90, if not close to it. Stokes clatters down to the turf. Whistle goes against Mads Christensen. You can see the dynamicism that Stokes brings to the field. He's been awesome this year. 3 goals and has become a target for opposing defenders. And I don't know if he was targeted there by Christensen. I think Christensen is going for the ball and just doesn't get there. Stokes, again, just 187 minutes coming into tonight, but 3 goals this year, 61 in his high school career. As that ball's cannoned over the top and into the breadbasket. of Jason Ball, making his second start of the year, coming in for Enzo Heel, who has more saves than any other keeper in all of Division I soccer, 50 of them.
Don't have to go. Don't have to go.
He's already been the Missouri Valley Conference Defensive Player of the Year twice this year. He's not in the 11 tonight, though. Jason Ball, the starter, instead. And he's conceded twice, neither of which you'd say were really necessarily on him. Schaefer tiptoeing the touchline ahead to Painter. Belmont wins it again, and the bench is into this one on alumni night. Lots of energy from Belmont's reserves standing there next to the bench, and many of them starters that are getting a break. As it's Stokes again with clever footwork. He's so good on both sides of the pitch. An attacker by trade, but it's a total football approach here in Music City. Got to be able to do it all. Walters toward the inline, slips, stays on the ball though, and then gives it away. Like what he was thinking there, trying to get to the inline and pull it back. Clothier back in possession briefly for the Bruins, and that's going to be a foul. That goes against Walters. Bowling Green has started to assert its personality on this match in recent minutes. But the more aggressively they press forward, as you see the foul there on Walters, then the more vulnerable they get in defense. And that's really great for Belmont, because I think part of the game plan against a team like a Bowling Green is attacking transition. Get the ball, and you take advantage of a team that on a good day wants to get its wingbacks high up the pitch. But trailing has to take even more chances. Belmont 7 shots so far tonight, 4 for Bowling Green, none of them on target. They do have the last 2 shots that have been taken. It was a 7-2 count earlier. 4 on frame for the Bruins, including the goals in the 12th minute from Zuri Bigger, 21st by Brad Dildy. Bigger's goal unassisted because it's off a save. Dildy's goal assisted by Brock Kuiper. And there's a whistle stopping a promising attack. Doesn't look like a card's going to be given, but it will be a free kick for the Bruins, won by Jackson Stokes, committed there by Aiden Messinger. Stokes plunging forward, a challenge from behind, and yeah, I think that's borderline. You're probably your best to keep the card in the pocket there, but it's certainly a foul. And a free kick for Belmont on the edge of the attacking third, looking for 3. Brad Dildy stepping over it with his heat-seeking left foot. 5 minutes left first half. Can Belmont add to its insurance? Back post. Steely coming on to it. Out of play, off of him. Goal kick. Steely looked like he was pretty free there on the backside. If you could just connect with him, then it's a big chance for Belmont, but the zonal marking for Bowling Green catching up to him at the last minute. 2-0 Bruins. Belmont looking for its first conference win of the year. Already have as many wins this year as they did all of last, an injury-plagued 2024 season. Badurov stays on it somehow, going to work against Clothier. Gets to the inline, delivers the cross. Nobody immediately there back post, though, and Parker Forbes neutralizes. Throw for the Falcons. They've got 4 minutes to make something happen here in this first half. You can't say they haven't had possession, but Belmont has done a really good job dictating where that possession takes place in the wide areas, instead of trying to connect through the center of the pitch, where Bowling Green looks to use its numerical advantage to create space for its 2 talisman. A lot of teams lucky to have one. They have 2 all MVC players up top in Bennett Painter and Trace Terry, neither of whom, though, have been able to have any kind of effectiveness tonight. It was Painter probably with one of the better, if not the best, chances for Bowling Green in the first half, on a situation where the ball was bouncing free in the box, but he couldn't put it on target. Schlegel steals it for Belmont. Was out of play. Good crowd tonight on Alumni Night on this Friday evening. A lot of familiar faces from recent years and even maybe a little longer ago. returning to Rose Park to support the Bruins, and David Costa in his 7th season here with the Bruins. Coached a lot of those guys. Bowling Green direct as always, but they give it away. Stokes to Clothier. Clothier, the right back. Sails one over the top and a little high. Gets a thumbs up from Nate Mefford. Hey, thanks for looking out for me, says the reserve striker, but keeper was there and ready to disrupt. Does Bowling Green have any questions to ask of Belmont here in the waning minutes of the first half? Steely nearly taken down, stays on his feet. Steely launches 50-50, won by Bowling Green initially. Both teams pursuing inelegant solutions here at the end of the first half, while spending a lot of time in the sky and on heads. Just under 2 minutes left here in the first stanza. And Belmont has settled into a defensive posture, just looking to see out the first 45 minutes. A stanza they dominated in the early going before Bowling Green started to experiment with a resurgence, but still more possession than punch at this point for this Falcons team. Walters for Mefford. Mefford by himself now, waiting for runners on the other side of the pitch. Nate Mefford. Left-footed cross, knotted down. Second ball won by Bowling Green. That's Badurov. Over the top, route one, wants Painter. Steely is there, so is Calvert. Chests it down, and Belmont clears. And that's a great example of the savvy of Belmont's league-leading keeper, and a good example, too, of why, while he leads the conference in goals against average, he's actually got fewer saves than most keepers in this league, because he and that back line are snuffing out chances before they reach the point of a shot on target. Terry with a great curling service there. Far side, Hernandez. Falcons probing here late in the half. All over the top here. Skipped away by the head of Riley Clothier. 10 seconds left. Last chance here of the half for Bowling Green. The ball caroms out of play. One last long. Calvert looking for his 5th clean sheet of the season. Belmont for its 5th or 6th win, that is. And we are ready to go. It's back to Griffin Moore, and the second half is underway. Moore and Steely, the center backs for the Bruins, to start the second stanza. This ball over the top for Jimmy Mark. It's off his head, and the assistant referee says it's going to go the way of Bowling Green. The left back is Parker Forbes. Riley Clothier, the right back for this Bruins team. As Bowling Green going direct here over the top. 1 versus 3, though, for Bennett Painter. He's savvy, he's talented, but it's going to be hard to get past Dylan Steely. A little physical there, and there's the whistle from referee Wes Cowett. He gave a pair of yellow cards in the first half, 1 to each team. The Belmonts went to Jimmy Mark for a reckless challenge, and Bowling Green's to Coach Eric Nichols for protesting some calls he disagreed with early. We could hear everything he said. There was nothing malicious. It was just repetitive, and the referee said, I have to give this to you because you won't stop yelling. Parker Forbes for Jackson Stokes, the spark plug for this team off the bench. 3 goals this season. Forbes, after he made that pass, quickly sprinted up the left flank trying to get into an attacking position, but Belmont couldn't set that up. Stokes on the left wing to start the half. Schlegel in central midfield. Bigger there as well. Mark on that right wing. in a 4-4-2 look, 4-2-3-1 look for Belmont. Nielsen, the central attacking mid / second striker behind Brock Kuiper, who leads the team with 4 goals this season. And Kuiper scored a penalty kick goal against Western Michigan, been really good this year, but it's the emergence of players like Stokes that have really allowed this team to feel confident with whoever it puts in the match. David Costa saying you have to have more than 11 starters to win in this league. Dangerous opportunity here for Bowling Green. Oh, the shot just wide. Good defense by the Bruins to cut down the angle. And Trace Terry, incredulous that he does not have his 7th goal of the season and first of the night for Bowling Green. Look at the opportunity from the angle right in front of goal here. Good header down by Painter. Might have gotten a hand there. And then the shot looks like maybe just affected enough by Griffin Moore. Now, the ball looked like it hit the hand of Riley Clothier. I think the question is the hand in a natural position? And players are often allowed a bit of latitude when they're jumping and extending their bodies, as long as they don't appear to be deliberately extending their arms. And I think it's clear Clothier knew nothing about that. And I think a good job by Wes Cowett keeping the whistle down for that one. Foul and a whistle going Bowling Green's way. If you're Bowling Green, I think you know you're not going to climb back in this thing in 5 minutes. There's the handball shout there. Yeah, the hand is extended, but it's hard to say that's an unnatural position, especially when a player's going up for a header. Often the arms come up with him to try to fuel that momentum to swing the head as high as it's going to get. Clearance there, Belmont playing out of a phone booth. Bowling Green putting the Bruins under pressure. Doing a really good job here to start this half, just 3.5 minutes or so in of making life a lot more difficult on the Bruins, bringing the energy and, dare I say, the desperation. Bowling Green, the lowest scoring team in the Valley, 10 goals. They've all been scored by Painter or Terry. Terry with 6, Painter with 4. And so the name of the game for Belmont, bottle those guys up. And you really can't shut them down. You can just contain them. But what you can try to shut down is the service to them. Do a good job applying pressure on on the flanks to keep those guys from settling into good positions. Here's Terry with a pull down inside the box, and that's easily a foul on that 50-50. Terry, no protests. There as he dragged down Parker Forbes. Physical player, and this is a physical Bowling Green team. Really good service from Painter. Terry's in position, but Forbes is lodged between him and the ball. He'll wear that turf burn tomorrow proudly. .50 minutes in, 2-0 Bruins. If you missed it, it was really as graceful a goal as you're going to see in a game of pinball from Zuri Bigger. Really, the ball's headed back his direction on a set-piece opportunity by Dylan Steely. It's saved and tapped off the bar by keeper Jason Ball, who collects here. And Zuri Bigger, I mean, he doesn't have much time in its point-blank range, and he kind of swings his right boot into it, and it hits off the side of his boot. A really technically sound play. He knew exactly what he was doing with the ball, put Belmont up, and then a little bit later, Brock Kuiper tried to head a ball across to the far side of the pitch on an entry pass, succeeded in flicking it right into the path of Brad Dildy, who hit it with his thigh, hit it with his shin, and then scooped the ball up with his left foot. Again, technical precision, the name of the game for both of those goals. And Belmont was up 2-0 20 minutes in. You would expect Bowling Green to lead, if not even to dominate possession, chasing the game here. It's going to require tremendous defensive discipline by a Bruins team who, let's just say it, would just cherish a third here. That would be very hard to come back from. Bowling Green, a cannon of a shot, punched away by Calvert. That was a rope right at the Belmont keeper. It's the first shot on goal for Bowling Green tonight. The first save for Calvert, who leads the Missouri Valley Conference and is top 25 in the nation in save percentage. But it's a shot across the bow for this Bowling Green team and a warning. Belmont might just need a third tonight. Jackson Stokes gets tangled up between his feet. It's out for a Belmont throw. Let's look at this dagger of a shot again off the foot of Anthony Hernandez, the wingback playing centrally. Swings his right foot into it with everything he could muster, but Calvert there to make make the stop. His 27th save of the season here in his 10th match. Again, the save stat just not going to be high for Calvert this year. Through no fault of his own and through credit to the defense and Calvert's ability to organize it and come off his line. But he has now allowed less than half a goal per game if you factor in the first half tonight. Parker Forbes, the Louisville transfer. Back post now. Ball is there, and he quickly hurls it forward, trying to catch Belmont napping on the back end. Here's Painter. Ball deflected by Griffin Moore, who got in the path of that pass. Bowling Green going to have to be a little more patient.
21, 25, 26.
Takeaway. Here's Nielsen inside the circle. Nielsen staying on his feet through a little bit of contact. Referee plays advantage. Nielsen still charging now toward the box. Clever footwork. Loses out. Whistle and a foul and a push, says Wes Cowett. And that's probably a good call. What he was doing up high was maybe a little bit of contact, but man, the footwork down low to try to circumvent at one point 3 different guys. Yeah, he gets the arms up. You might say the Bowling Green defender goes down a little easily, but when your arms are outstretched like that, trying to gain leverage, it's kind of like a hold or a pass interference in football. You're going to usually draw the ire of the referee. 36 minutes stand between the Bruins and 3 points. If they can hold off this Bowling Green attacking duo up top of Bennett Painter and Trace Terry, West Bowling with you. Glad to bring you this action on Friday night. Jackson Stokes toward the inline with space and time. Drags it back, and it trickles past everybody until it gets to Schlegel. Schlegel onto his left foot, fires, and it's deflected before it can get to the keeper. Great positioning there by Giovanni Suarez, the center back. As that ball looked like it was possibly going to be headed on frame. Don't ask me, ask Jason Ball, who was already trying to dive for that one. Bruins again, Clothier, in line, square ball, corner kick. Oh, Belmont really had to absorb a lot of pressure in the first few minutes of this half, but they have started to apply their own now. Look at the delivery from Schlegel. Yeah, boy, that's going to sting Giovanni Suarez just a little bit. That definitely was going to be on frame. And I think Jason Ball might have had it covered, but with a shot at that level of velocity, man, you just never know. And that's 2 quick chances here for Belmont here in the last couple of minutes. And now a corner kick from that far flag. Nielsen. Good lob of a ball there. Bigger heads it down. Second ball won by Mark. Jimmy Mark curls across. Back post, nodded away. Good repress from Belmont and Schlegel. Schlegel. Stokes gets the angle. Stokes gets the goal! You have to say it was coming. Jackson Stokes, his 4th of the season. And Belmont is shooting this game wide open. Stokes got position on his man. Schlegel spotted him. It's the first assist of the year for Ethan. Look at the pass here. Beautiful vision, but Stokes doing the work to get free of Andrew Schaefer, the attacking-minded wingback. He had no chance against the speed and cleverness of Jackson Stokes, the man from Woodridge, Illinois. Belmont 3, Bowling Green 0. And from this angle, you'll be able to see the industriousness of Stokes. He he wrong foots the defender, but in part that's also a credit to Schlegel, who delivers the ball on the opposite foot you might expect. It looked like maybe Stokes was angling toward the outside. The pass leads him inside. Stokes took the cue, adjusted his weight more quickly than Schaefer could do, and from there, the easiest thing that Stokes had to do was slot that ball home. But what a night for this Belmont team, who's now equaled its season high in scoring that it reached at Southern Indiana a couple games ago. And the Bruins appear to be on their way to the top of the standings here in the Missouri Valley Conference. At least until we know what happens between UIC and Drake, which started 30 minutes later than this one. Whistle inside the box there and a foul against Bowling Green. And one thing you have to do against a physical and really, hard-working team like the Falcons is to keep your cool in these moments when it's a Bowling Green team that, number one, is frustrated, but number two, still very capable of creating chances out of nothing. It's kind of their trademark. So still 33 minutes of steady coaching ahead for David Costa to try to help Belmont see this one out. You wouldn't call a 3-0 lead the most dangerous lead in soccer, but it's certainly not impenetrable. Stokes again on a long run here. And another good feed from midfield, again from Schlegel. Those two have a connection, don't they? And they gesture to each other after that play with some hand signals of affirmation. Schaefer can't direct that one into the middle of the field. Instead, it's a throw for the Bruins. Belmont unbeaten in 9 games this year. Coach David Costa really pleased with the chance creation, the progress he's seeing there. From day one, this was a really good defensive team, but you could understand why defense may be ahead of attack in the early going as you're trying to find that offensive chemistry, especially on a team. Team with 12 newcomers, and you've really seen that start to click from this Belmont team in recent games. I mean, you score 2 and win at your rival Lipscomb with some really elegant passes, some great service from Paul Nielsen. Beat Southern Indiana 3-0. Anytime you can score 3 on the road, you've had a good day. And even the Western Michigan draw, I think Belmont probably feels like it could have won that game, maybe should have. This hard foul there on the edge of the box is going to create a chance here for Bowling Green. That's Painter, who clattered down to this Rose Park turf. Steely lowering the boom there. Yes, that's a foul. And the last time Bowling Green had a set piece opportunity even close to this range, they put 4 guys over the ball. And well, they did kind of one of those like Sound of Music dance moves where the family all splits at once, and then was it Maria that runs in from the back? I don't know. It's been a while. It's like a Von Trapp situation. Now they're trying to escape the trap of this Belmont defense with 3 over the ball this time.
Dylan, right. Dylan, one step down. One step. Yeah.
The quick touch. The shot finds the back of the net, and Bowling Green has one back. They'll pick it up out of the back of the net and sprint back to midfield. Have they once again changed the tenor of this match? Boy, what a touch by Saul Rios, his first goal of the year. The man from Mexico, courtesy of the Columbus Crew Academy, makes it 3-1. Well, that was straight off the training ground. As you see, the really deft backheel touch by Painter, and it catches the Belmont defense off guard and shifts Calvert's weight just a little bit toward the right. So even though the shot didn't have just prodigious pace on it, keeper was wrong-footed on it, and it's the first goal of the season for Rios, and the first goal, by the way, for a Bowling Green player not named Painter or Terry. And now it's a 3-1 game, and this one, even though it's a 2-goal lead for Belmont, kind of feels wide open again. That's Rios in the 60th minute, giving the Falcons a rise. I was talking to Nashville SC manager B.J. Callahan in recent weeks, and he said the best way to win a match that you're leading is to score another goal, not to just button down in defense, at least until maybe the last couple minutes. I think that's probably the mentality here of Belmont coach David Costa, too. He's seen plenty of good attacking opponents here in his Missouri Valley Conference days, and he knows you can't just sit back and absorb for the final 29-plus minutes of this game. You're going to have to create your own opportunities, too. Well, we said that they cut the game wide open with that third goal, but what a great answer from Bowling Green to climb right back in from a set piece. Jimmy Mark charging ahead now. Into the box. Jimmy Mark! The back corner! It's 4!
Belmont.
Belmont gets its 3-goal lead back. A frenzied run, but a finish with finesse. Mark's first, Belmont's 4th. Bruins 4, Falcons 1. Oh, the speed he uses to get past the defender, but the grace to just pass that ball beyond the keeper and into the back of the net. What a moment for Jimmy Mark. And Belmont has its largest scoring tally of the season. 4-1 the lead.
Scored by number 9, Jimmy Mark.
Gio, come in left. Drop safe. Drop safe. 8 seconds here.
5 combined goals in this one, the highest combined tally in a Belmont game this year or a Bowling Green game. What awaits us here in the final 29 minutes? Schaefer dispossessed by Stokes, dragged down from behind. Physical and frenetic. I think that's what lies ahead, regardless of what the final score ends up being. The assist goes to Zuri Bigger, by the way, for Belmont. So that's a goal and an assist for him tonight. Way back 4 goals ago, he opened the scoring in this contest in the 11th minute. Belmont has 4. Do they dare dream of 5? Stokes, square ball, slips through everybody. Clothier. Service near side here, and safe clearance by Schaefer. Corner kick for the Bruins, number 3 for them tonight. So what a night for Zuri Bigger. The freshman gets his first career tally in the 11th, and then he assists the 61st minute goal from Jimmy Mark You have to be happy for Mark. First goal of the season for him.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Corner kick skips through, and you know, Mark came and he spoke actually with some members of our broadcast crew today, and he said to them, he said, I had a dream I was going to score tonight. Well, he scored. What a moment for him. One of the leading minute getters on this team. 524 of them coming into tonight. Played the bulk of this contest as well. Last year had 3 assists, but didn't find the back of the net himself. And Mark, the senior from Houston, Texas, well, he made it look like it was his 10th. It was just as natural as can be. The run, the good service from Bigger. Mark gets the edge on his defender, and then he slots it home. Again there, maybe the easiest part of the whole thing. And for Bowling Green now, boy, how deflating to play really well here for much of the half. You score in the 60th minute, and 58 seconds later, after you've just gotten back within 2, you see a goal come into your own net. Mark tries to click that one for Bigger. Instead, it's cleared, and the Bowling Green able to keep it in play. Painter. Hernandez back to the back line. Suarez. Marked by Nielsen. Belmont still applying pressure. Lots of communication out there on the pitch. It sounds like a tie game, the way the players are linking up and talking to each other. Every bit of urgency still in place for both of these teams, but escalating certainly for the men in orange in particular, down 3 goals. Schaefer, bending cross here. Second ball, one on the backside. Sent back toward Schaefer, toward the inline, and Stokes escorts it expertly across for a Belmont goal kick from the foot of Grant. Calvert. Bowling Green with 2 shots on target tonight, and well, it's not really the number you probably went in the game with. However, it's better than Belmont's last 3 opponents have been able to muster. The Bruins allowing just 1 shot on goal in each of their last 3 games. Part of the reason that they have the best goals against average in the league. Top 25 in the country. Painter. Forbes and out of play. Tried to play it cool like he hadn't touched that. Schlegel, owner of an assist tonight himself, back to Clothier. Ethan Schlegel, a player who drew a lot of praise from David Costa when I spoke to him this week. Route 1 ball there. Kuiper was offside. We need more than 11 starters to accomplish the goals we have. Those are the words of Belmont coach David Costa in our conversation. He said Ethan's a great example of that. He's at that level. He's at that starting level. It's just the selection on the day. And, of course, the beautiful thing about college soccer is you have the rotating substitutions. You're not bound to 3 or 5 in a contest, and so you can cycle through your players and give people opportunities. I mean, Bowling Green, an example of that. They've started 17 different players this year. Steady rotation of guys they trust, who they're regularly giving time to. Christensen. Head to his colleague on the left side, Hernandez. Terry gets his leg into that. That will be a shot on target, but not much pace to it, as he didn't really have a lot of breathing room against his defender. Belmont 4, Bowling Green 1. Today's match is presented in part by Truist Bank. Stokes on the attack, marked by 2 men. Schaefer dispossesses. But Belmont has done a really good job continuing to take the air out of this game by possessing the ball itself and not just by being content to snuff out Bowling Green's chances. And at some point when you have 4 goals, it's like, you know what? Why would we sit back? Like, why would you want to if you're David Costa? You're so efficient. You're so smart. Maybe the last, 10 minutes of the game, sure, but the smart connections that they're cobbling together merit, I think, increased attacking presence and not decreased at this point. Kuiper storming ahead, tries his luck, always off target. And subs are at the ready for both teams. Louis Pena, Brad Dildy looking to come back in for Belmont. Dildy, the owner of the 2nd goal of the night tonight for Belmont, back in the 21st minute. Bowling Green sending in Kawe Ramos. He has an assist this year. And Xavier Sims, the freshman from Blacklick, Ohio, All-American defender in high school, coming off a season-high 32 minutes in the win over Northern Kentucky. Mark, the goal scorer, comes out for a breather. So does Brock Kuiper, the striker and co-leading scorer for this team, along with Jackson Stokes, who tied his lead with his 4th of the season earlier this half. 60th minute, 61st minute, that is. So Bigger scores his 1st of his career. Mark, his 1st of the season. Dildy, his 2nd in 4 matches. Stokes, his 4th of the year. Bowling Green's goal scored by Saul Rios, the center back, in this 4-1 contest that currently favors the Belmont Bruins. Dildy to Schlegel. Schlegel curls a beautiful bit of service, switching the field. And that's Stokes making the move. He played left wing for a bit. Now he shifts over to the right. And Belmont, without Brock Kuiper in the game, is now helmed up top by a duo of Nielsen and Bigger. And Bigger's so versatile. He started this game in defensive midfield. He has traditionally played a central attacking role for this Belmont team, and right now he leads the line with a definition of total football, which, as the Dutch would tell you, and Johan Cruyff, is the ability for any player on the pitch to attack and to defend, and asking everybody to have fully developed skill sets and mentalities, as opposed to a team that might disconnect its striker pairing, let them just kind of sit and poach goals. Physical dispossession there, but the referee ruling that Griffin Moore won the ball. Stokes, Pena over the top. Great ball there for the overlapping Clothier. Riley Clothier, the right back. Strong service, a little too strong for the men inside the 8. Inside the 6, that is. And Dildy is dispossessed for a corner kick. 4th of the day for this free-flowing Belmont team, playing its best attacking night of the year. And they are 19 minutes away from a victory, and honestly a tough decision for us as to who gets man of the match when you have 4 goal scorers and some virtuoso performances, especially in attack. Nielsen will take this corner kick with his right foot, so it should be an in-swinging ball as 4 Belmont players are gathered inside the 6-yard area. Back post again. Steely took a deflection, another corner kick. Well, that's been the equation for Belmont on these corner kicks, and you saw it result in a goal earlier tonight, where they play it back to that far post, and then Dylan Steely, towering 6'2" center back, just directs it back the direction from which it came and tries to create some tough choices. And there, the deflection, which bails out the goalkeeper who came off his line. It was kind of in no man's land there. Dildy takes it short. Bigger. Beautiful ball there on the overlap. Service, though, finds just green grass. Back again toward goal. Headed back edge of the 6, and a bunch of orange jerseys are scrambling to that one. They're able to get there first. Bigger, though. Great repress from Belmont here. This will thrill Coach David Costa when he rewatches this film. There's a foul on Bigger, though, and that's going to be a booking for a physical challenge by Zuri Bigger. So in hockey, you have the Gordie Howe hat trick. Was that a goal, assist, and a fight? No fights here today, but a goal, assist, and a yellow card for Zuri Bigger. And yep, reckless challenge there. He's trying to stab for the ball. Instead gets the contact with the ankle of the Bowling Green player, and that's a fair yellow card. And the second booking of the day to a Bruin, Jimmy Mark, with a yellow card as well. Referee Wes Cowett having a conversation in midfield now, and I think just trying to settle things down a little bit. And they will set the clock to 16:57. As there is a pause before Bowling Green takes the free kick. Bruins really impressive tonight. 2 goals in the first half, 2 in the second, to counter a Bowling Green attack that cannot be trifled with when their top 2 players combined for 10 goals this season. Today, neither of them, though, with a tally. Sal Rios, the lone goal scorer for the Falcons, as Xavier Sims takes it onto his right foot. Tries to find an angle for a pass, but Calvert scrambles just a bit off his line to collect with 16.5 minutes left. This ascendant Belmont team looking to win its 3rd in 4. And they've now scored 10 goals and counting in their last 4 contests. And that is Jimmy Mark's not just first goal of the season, but first career goal. What an accomplishment for Jimmy Mark, and the best Belmont attacking performance since October 5th, 2021, a 4-0 win over IU Indy. Thanks to Sports Information Director Luke Bolaños for the assist on that one. So their best performance in 4 years, and nearly 4 years to the day. Bigger comes out. So does Nielsen, as a couple of Bruins are inserted into the contest. And both of them should draw robust applause and high fives, and as Bigger's getting now a couple pats on the back from the bench. Bigger, a goal and assist. He is a yellow card risk now, so he comes out. Maybe for an extended spell, just to make sure that red card's not a possibility. David Costa now coming over, giving him a big hug on the bench as well. And Jimmy Mark, too. Man, the minutes and the work that Mark, the senior, has put into this program to get that first career goal when he has done everything else for this team for so long. An incredibly industrious, hardworking, smart player with speed to burn. He's had injury issues in the past as well that kept him limited in 2023. 3 assists last year, but just not on the score sheet for a goal himself. But the way he scored the goal, so natural, so incisive, so impressive as Belmont hunts for a 5th. Mishit that time by Walters. He smiles back at his bench to the applause of David Costa, who once again has to like the interplay here. Belmont connecting really seamlessly in the attack, especially against an open Bowling Green defense, as they've gotten numbers forward, desperately trying to just grab a foothold in this game. Dildy clips a pass for Pena, back to Brad. The left wing momentarily playing centrally, back to Forbes. Good ball there for Stokes on the other side from Forbes. Corner kick Bruins, number 6 tonight.
That's another.
And Belmont isn't content for a win. They want a parade of attacking opportunities tonight. They are certainly not done attempting to get halfway to double digits. Look at the ball from Parker Forbes there. A cultured right foot. He spins that ball right to Stokes, who times his run beautifully. Not for the first time tonight, by the way. He's done that. Corner kick now for the Bruins, and they can take at least a little bit of time here. You waste too much, you'll get a yellow card and a clock stoppage. Forbes. Back post again. Steely nods it, and the shot is saved. It's Pena who flicked that one on frame. The 8th shot on goal tonight for Belmont. My goodness. That one's saved easily by Jason Ball.
Support, Lou. Support, Lou. Louis, support.
Stop. No, we'll hold it. Yep.
Suarez, the Brazilian, forward for Sims. Can Bowling Green give itself at least a little bit of a palate cleanser here? Rios to Messinger, all the way far side of the field now to Hernandez, the left wing back. They want to get those guys central, and here he comes, creating numbers in midfield as a result. Ramos over to Sims. Back to Ramos. Into a pocket now, and a quick pass, nobody there, and a whistle.
Hey, why do you want a yellow? Hey, why do you want a yellow? I'll get it. Why do you want one? Why? Why do you want one?
11 and a half to go, and Bowling Green sends in a couple subs. Tyson McCoy and Aiden Patasic enter, getting some experience here tonight. McCoy is 6th appearance of the season. Patasic started tonight, as he has every game but one this year. And 11 minutes sit between Belmont and its first conference win. In a rough and tumble Missouri Valley Conference, anytime you can win a game by 3 goals, you treasure that. Anytime you win by 1 goal, you treasure it. But especially getting that goal differential up and performing as comprehensively as they have done against this hard-working Bowling Green side, it is not to be taken for granted. Belmont opening the scoring in the 12th minute on a goal from Missouri Bigger. Then they score 9 minutes later from Brad Dildy. They made their advantage 3-0 thanks to a beautiful run and great service from Ethan Schlegel. The goal, Jackson Stokes, in the 56th. 3 minutes later, Bowling Green pulled one back from Saul Rios, assisted by Bennett Painter. But 58 seconds after that, Jimmy Mark with his first career goal, a crowning moment for a player who's meant so much to this program. And that accounts for the 4-1 lead. Belmont up in total shots 14-8, shots on target 8-3. Corner kick 6-1. It has been what we are used to seeing from this Belmont team at Rose Park. And maybe not this scoreline. Again, the best attacking output in 4 years for this team, but certainly its mastery of its home pitch and ability to play with poise here as the foul goes Belmont's way. Under 10 minutes to go in the contest now. But you know it matters how you see this one out. And I'm sure the Bruins, and in particular keeper Grant Calvert, still won't be happy to concede even 1 goal against a good Bowling Green team. A.J. Elliott getting marching orders from the coaches, appears to be poised to enter this match soon. Badurov splays it wide for this Bowling Green team that is likely now to go to 0-2 in league play. Good activity here, though. The 1-2 passing combination leads to a looping cross on the other side that Belmont's positioned to negate. And now they have room the other way if they hurry, or they can just kind of slow this thing down and establish possession. Forced to do the latter after a good clearance. And now coming in for Belmont, we mentioned A.J. Elliott, the junior from Franklin, Tennessee, making his 7th appearance of the season. Schlegel goes out. And Emmy Randa, the other player to come in, the sophomore from Austin, Texas, who has a goal on the season. He enters for Jackson Stokes. Might be the end of the run tonight for Stokes, who scored for Belmont in the 56th minute, his 4th goal of the season. Amazing efficiency for Stokes, who's played just over 200 minutes this year, but has 4 goals. A goal in every 50-plus minutes. That's a rate that'll certainly get you there if you're a forward. Belmont wins a corner kick with 8 minutes to go here.
That's another Edley's Barbecue corner kick for Belmont.
They have taken the air out of this match after Bowling Green scored to make it 3-1, and you just wondered, and you're 1 goal away from making it really interesting then, but 58 seconds, it's all that Belmont needed to respond. Elliott. Clear to the half volley, scrambles back to it. Good footwork there, back onto his right foot toward that far corner flag. Low skipping cross, and ultimately a clearance out to Badurov. Long run there for Adam Patasic. Right onto his foot. Great pass that time by Badurov. Patasic wants space onto his left foot. Curls that ball about a foot wide. Boy, he found a really nice angle, and it was really impressive. He could slip that past Brad Dildy, but Dildy was positioned where if the ball did get past him, it was going to be wide. Look at it again here. I love the spin on that shot. Boy, if it has just a few more feet, maybe it can get there. 7 minutes to go. Grant Calvert, best goals against average in the league. Should still remain in that position despite conceding 1 today. He was at .57 coming into the night. He's played the vast majority of the minutes for this Belmont team this year. And he has started every match for Belmont between the sticks.
Oh. Lucas right! Lucas right!
And the wrong ball got thrown onto the pitch. Quick eye from the assistant referee. So that's not a game ball. Evidence of the fact that really the pace, the urgency of this game has not slipped. You hear that from the communication on the field, too. These teams are here to play for 90. And again, I mean, soccer can be a really weird sport sometimes. You never know what happens if Bowling Green gets a second. Mefford sprinting ahead. So good in these situations. Keeping the ball on his foot. Forcing the defender to, well, kick you if they want the ball. And that's kind of what's happening here. Mefford tumbles down. And he'll get whistled for the foul. And I think rightfully so. He kind of had the speed of an attacker, but then maybe the mentality of a linebacker there for a second. Good form tackle as he was trying to be nudged off the ball. He shields for as long as he can, and then they go down. Nothing more than an awkward dance between 2 players desperate to get the ball, and then Adam Patasic coming over and exchanging pleasantries with him. Bowling Green, the owner of 3 red cards this season. Much of what they do is just play extremely hard, but you can't get drawn into anything here late if you're either team. Dildy chips it over the top. Walters ends up with the ball. Thanks to some clever play, but he's doubled. Toschetto as far as Aranda. Beautiful back heel pass by Terry to Badurov. Bowling Green on the march. Belmont collapsing quickly into its defensive shape, though. Badurov, cheeky trio of touches there. Now 5 of them before Belmont can escape with the ball. Forbes. Ooh, hard contact. Pena loses out. There's no foul there, and there shouldn't be a foul there. It's a hard bit of incidental contact as Pena tripped over the ball and went head first right into the gut of Coway Ramos. Glad to see both players quickly get up. Under 4 minutes left now in what has become a rout in favor of the Bruins. Chance there for Bowling Green, though, and a corner kick won by Xavier Sims. West Bowling pleased to be with you tonight from ES Rose Park. As the sun set, the goals heated up for a Belmont team that had not scored this many goals since October 5th of 2021. And they get first goals of the season for Zuri Bigger, for Jimmy Mark. And that ball almost spun its way back into the Belmont goal. That would have been a really awkward way to concede. Bowling Green dispensing with any kind of attacking shape and just launching the ball at the net. Grant Calvert calls the fair catch essentially and goes up and grabs it at its highest point. Under 3 now. Great day for the Bruins, who have to go up to Louisville to take on a strong Cardinals program next. Then it's home to UIC, home to the most prolific attack in this league. So no breaks for Belmont, even more reason why they will cherish 4 points to start the conference campaign. And 10 unbeaten to start the season. 6 wins, no losses, 4 draws. The best start in school history. And if you go back to last year, that was a couple unbeaten to close last season too. 12 unbeaten since last year. A tough year where they endured so many injuries and started to find their form with results in 3 of their final 4. But missed out on the league tournament because they just didn't quite have the depth to get the wins early in the conference campaign. This year they built themselves an opportunity to climb to new heights. Mefford streaking down the pitch. Lumbered down to the pitch. No call. That ball looked like it hit Aranda's hand, but stays alive for Bowling Green instead. Route 1 over the top. Terry, the leading goal scorer for this team, goes down, and the whistle goes against him. He was locked into a struggle, not his first of the night with Dylan Steely. And once again, Steely wins that battle. And Belmont is 60 seconds or so away from cementing this victory and getting to 4 points in the standings and at least momentarily climbing to the top of the league. Bigger in the 12th, Dildy in the 21st, Stokes in the 56th. Saul Rios interrupting the parade of Belmont goals in the 60th, but then it's Jimmy Mark in the 61st with what currently stands as the coup de grace, the dagger. As Belmont's going to see this out and go to 6-0-4, 1-0-1 in Missouri Valley play. Bowling Green will fall to 4-5-2, 0-2 in the league for a team that was picked to finish second at the beginning of the season and, by the way, has the quality to still end up there.
Get up, come on!
20 seconds to go. Next up for Bowling Green, a visit to Cleveland State, then home against Bradley. This is a stretch of 4 road matches in 5. A tough place to find yourself, especially a place like Rose Park. 5 seconds left. Can Belmont get one more? Pena's shot is deflected.